Was it easier or harder to create the battleships? I mean, it's something that exists in the real world. People have served on it. People have touched it. They've seen it. Was that more of a challenge?
It's a good question. You know, it kind of goes both ways. On the one hand, you have this perfect reference. You know, we went out with the real battleships. A lot of the shots have real battleships in them. The tricky thing is everyone can see your work right up next to the real thing, which obviously means you have to get all the details perfect. And that, of course, was really down to the modelling and the painting team. They went in and made, I think, pretty much perfect replicas of our ships. I mean, they're amazing little works of art in their own right. So it's good and bad in terms of the challenge for us. From an aesthetic point of view, it's great to have all that real stuff. I mean, I think that's what actually grounds the movie in reality and gives the audience something that they can hook onto and really believe in.
Yeah, I was so impressed with the turntables of the Missouri that they had gone to the detail of putting in the plate for that ended World War II. I mean, it's in the CG model. All the rivets that there's the flag that's framed in near the plate. I mean, that's in there as well. I mean, and you're seeing them in like super quick shots. Like one of the shots, there's a huge explosion on that deck. But I mean, if you frame by frame it, I mean, all of that detail's in there. So I mean, to Willi's point, everyone knew that if you're going to put a CG ship in a plate with a real Arleigh Burke destroyer or another ship, it had to match. It had to live up to that level of quality.
All right, the two of you worked on a lot of magical films here, Industrial Light and Magic. So I'm going to ask you, what's the most magical thing you've seen come out of Industrial Light and Magic? Something that's made you go, did we do that?
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
Wow. Every time that.
What was a lot of fun was when it came out, there was, we have friends in all the other visual effects houses, and you'd see they would, they're calling up asking us, so is it, a guy in makeup and the tentacles are CG? It's like, no, it's all CG. And they're like, oh, okay, so it's not his eyes, but everything else. And he's like, no, his eyes are CG too. And he's like, no way. So to be able to, trick people that we admire and
right.
who work at all the other studios was a lot of fun. So, but that being said, the amount of destruction and the quality of the destruction and the naval battles that we've put together on this movie, I was blown away by what we've all done.
That's great, because that leads into my next question. So, is it more satisfying to create something like the ships, like the alien ships, or is it more satisfying to destroy them after it's all over? Because you've gone through all that work, and now you're like, no, I'm just going to obliterate this thing.
I like blowing things up. I'm a pyromaniac at heart. I want to blow things up.
And the good thing is that we don't have to build like a 50-foot model and have 8 cameras rolling and pray that it looks good. We can get multiple takes with the dynamic simulations that they can do. It also allows the director to sort of like, no, let's blow up this part of the ship, or let's have this extra explosion happen, and you can get much more into the minutia of how to make it more dynamic.
So between the two of you, you've created everything from a talking lizard that sounds like Johnny Depp to the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
And I want to know, is it more satisfying to bring something new to life, an original, or is it more satisfying to go, I made a transformer come to life on screen. I made the clones attack. So what's more satisfying, the originality, or I'm actually breathing life into something?
For me, I guess I like the originality. To create put something up there on screen that nobody has seen before. Almost my favorite moment on a movie, next to that moment when you see it all up on the screen and you can share it with people, is the moment when I first read a script and I'm like, I've never seen something like this before, and I have no idea how I'm going to get this on screen. That's a pretty magic moment. And then you get 6 months of figuring out how.
Yeah, it's interesting how you will be looking at the big shots, and then there'll be like a little shot that you're like, well, that's just perfect, And then one of them that comes to mind on Battleship is it was just going to be like a throwaway shot of you're on the Regent, and then it pans down to him, and he presses a few buttons, and then all of a sudden the peg arrays start coming out. And based on the mocap, there was like a little head bump that one the performer had done, and so the animator had added a smirk to that, and it changed the whole shot. All of a sudden, it's the sea commander going, you know, who do these guys think they are taking us on? But it imbued, in that one little scene, it imbued the sea commander with this arrogance that's was a lot of fun, where you're building character out of just that one little shot, and you're still telling the same story
Right.
as it was represented in the storyboard, but now you've taken it to the next level. And so little moments like that within this giant landscape that we're painting on is a lot of fun to see.
All right.